Thousands of Ukrainian civilians have been forcibly abducted by Russia and held captive in horrific conditions. Their location and health status often remain unknown. Moreover, there is no mechanism for the return of civilian hostages. Of course, this is because international law prohibits the taking of civilians. Exchanges are impossible because Ukraine does not hold Russian civilians. That is why Common Sense Communications highlights and addresses the problem of abduction of Ukrainian civilians for foreigners to engage changemakers and increase pressure on Russia to return civilians home as soon as possible. In February 2023, as the first phase, CSC formed a core coalition with 5 partner organizations and launched a data-driven collective communications model. This phase included focus groups, trainings, and strategic meetings, engaging a total of 29 CSOs in Germany. A key event provided insights on German public opinion regarding Ukraine, followed by hope-based communications training for over 23 Ukrainian NGOs. Focus groups highlighted that Germans feel their country has not fully supported Ukraine and emphasized the need for clearer and more actionable messaging. After extensive work with Ukrainian civil society, advocacy for the release of civilian hostages was identified as a priority area for work. The initial focus was on securing the release of more than 25,000 Ukrainian citizens held captive in Russia, using personal stories to mobilize German MPs, civil society, and diplomats. The next step was sharing these stories with a wider audience, highlighting the plight of Ukrainian civilians and increasing pressure on Russia. We achieved this through a simple call to action, encouraging European citizens to write letters of demand to Russian embassies. However, it soon became apparent that many Europeans were reluctant to share their personal information with Russian authorities when sending such letters. In response, we adapted our approach to make it easier for Europeans to express their solidarity without the burden of direct contact with Russian officials. We shifted toward using social media and outdoor campaigns as more open, accessible, and effective tools for raising public awareness and sharing these important stories. Approximately 80 locations with banners and city lights in different parts of Berlin were used to attract the attention of German residents. The messages were designed to resonate and contrast with their usual life, but not to make people feel guilty about their lives and routine actions. Waiting 5 minutes for coffee is normal. Waiting 717 days to be released from captivity is not. Waiting for a bus is normal. Waiting 634 days for release from captivity is not. The messages on the banners were intended to draw the attention of the German-speaking audience to the problem of civilian Ukrainians in detention and victims of enforced disappearances, to engage them and encourage them to scan a QR code that would lead to a list of stories of hostages, as well as to share these stories on social media. To reach a wider audience, we also used social media. We developed short videos for Reels and YouTube Shorts with a targeting for Germany. These videos contained messages on various everyday topics to achieve a wide reach through targeting. The messages contrasted with everyday life in Germany and showed that hostage-taking is not the norm. The most popular videos in Germany, about Oktoberfest and technoculture, received about 17,000 views.
The Oktoberfest 2023 brought together millions of friends who drank 14 million liters of beer together. Thousands of civilian Ukrainians in Russian captivity also dream of meeting friends and family. Share their stories.
The German Commission for UNESCO has recognized Berlin's technoculture as part of the intangible cultural heritage, noting its unique impact. You too can influence the fate of thousands of Ukrainian civilian hostages held in Russian captivity.
We thank our partners, with whom we are fighting for the release of civilian prisoners, for providing stories and photos of civilian hostages, the Center for Civil Liberties, the Ukrainian Helsinki Human Rights Union, and the SITCH Human Rights Group. We are grateful to Oleksandra Matvichuk for the video in support of our campaign. We achieved amazing results. At least 500,000 people passed by our banners every day, and the campaign garnered more than 1 million impressions, more than 70,000 engagements, more than 13,000 page views. Civilian hostages have no voice, no tools for release, and are tortured on a daily basis. We have to become their voice. Join this campaign at campaigns.commonsense.zone. To learn more about our work, please visit commonsense.zone.